So, what's up, you guys? A little quick announcement before I head to the gym. We're gonna be going live. We live right now. We're gonna get into it. But I'm excited that I am back with doing my website, waterthetroll.com. It is back up, you guys. Make sure y'all go see the site. We got some more articles going to be coming up on there. I want to thank my team. Also, it's up. The website is up right now, and I am excited. Okay, it is up. All right. So y'all need to be going out there, viewing it, and having a good old time. But I'm excited that waterthetroll.com is up. All right. So all right, it's up. And I'm excited. All right. Let me see who is this calling me. Hello? Yes, I'll have to reschedule my appointment. Thank you. Yeah, I have to reach out to you. I'm busy right now. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. So we're about to get this show started. And so welcome. This is an incredible day. But the website's up. And mind you, we're having a meeting, getting the website up, getting the ads on the website. And I'm getting messages from my producers saying that some stuff is going on the internet. And I said, well, what's going on the internet? She's saying that, Flame Monroe is dragging you on YouTube. And I said, oh, Flame Monroe is dragging me. The first thing I'd say, did she put my name in the title? No. Did she say my name? No. I said, that's some weak stuff. Then I'll go over to Flame channel, drinking coffee in a wig, saying things about Wiley, talk about we from the same city, you can disappear. Bruh, you ain't got no pool in the city. Stop it. You got ran out of Chicago and you moved to California because nobody wanted to see a dude in a wig do comedy. Because once Tyler Perry came to the scene, he took the church market. Because he was a drag queen. It's a difference. They didn't want to see you doing comedy. So you ran to California. Now let's talk about your children. Don't sit and lie and say I spoke negatively about your children. What I said was your children went through a lot of bullying because you want to show up to the school with a deep voice and a beard and a wig. You said out of your mouth in your comedy set that your children went through hell because you will show up in a wig. And if your son get F's, you will show up in a wig to embarrass your son. You said that. It is not my fault that you got on Fox Soul and they ain't getting the clicks and views like Funky Dineva. It's not my fault that you're saying I don't want my daughter walking around with no clothes on because I'm her mama, but I'm your daddy. That don't make sense. You have to understand that you was in Chicago. You failed as a stand-up comedian. That is a fact. You still does not have your own stand-up special. Stop bragging about a drunk Tiffany Haddish when she put you on Day Ready. You had a segment on that and you went to Netflix, to the vice president of Netflix, and said, can you give me my own special? They said no. Then you and the drunk Tiffany Haddish concocted up a storyline, put your car on fire to go viral. That flopped. You was banking on Tiffany Haddish to bring you to the mainstream, and she's a whole drinking herself to an early grave, sleeping under the influence. Now, you supposed to be such a friend of Tiffany Haddish. You ain't even there standing up for your friend to tell her stop drinking and driving, telling her to stop drinking that Budweiser, telling her to stop drinking that Hennessy mixed with Red Bull, mixed with some more Hennessy, mixing with Ciroc and all of that stuff that she getting behind the wheel, putting your children and your grandchildren's lives at risk. But you have nothing to say about that. If you big and bold, now you best back in the 60s, 60, 70 type of a queen. If you got something to say to me direct, put an address on it, Flame. Don't you be no weak, because last time I checked, I thought you wasn't weak. I thought you was from the West Side. I thought you was from the projects. Ain't nobody from Chicago. If we got a problem with an ops, we put an address on it. You know why you didn't put an address on it? Because you said it. With your wig on. With that pathetic makeup. You said, I don't want him to get no clout so y'all can go view him. So who's jealous of who? I put an address on it. It ain't my fault that your children is ashamed of you when you put on that wig and makeup. You said when we met at a club at Jeffrey Pub, you got up on that mic and said, y'all, I'm going to have to stop bringing y'all around my kids and my wig because they're ashamed. They embarrassed. They friends don't like when I show up in wigs. They don't. It's scary. Because one day you got on a deep voice, next day you got on a wig, and then you just have to tell your children, sorry, trans women, that daddy just putting this on to make it as a comedian. Because when you tried to do comedy without the weave, without the makeup, it didn't work. Then you tried to put on the makeup and the weave, and all didn't work because Tyler Perry had that on lock. So you went to Hollywood. You couldn't make it like that. You are a confused soul. Then she said, he stayed with his grandmother. All lies. I have my own place, you stupid person. Just because I'm dragging you, oh, he stayed with his grandma. Your children stay with you. Last time I checked, your son stayed with you and your daughter stayed with you. They grown. Because you told them, y'all stay with y'all daddy. This world is rough out here because of Trump. When Trump got elected, you got in your children's head, y'all stay with y'all daddy. I'll protect you. They need protected from you. You mad because me with this eye dragged you. You already on Fox Soul. I'm under your skin, under your wig, under your male breath, and you mad at me and watching me because I'm dragging you. Why you ain't talking to Claudia and Al, strategizing how y'all can beat Funky Dineva in the ratings? You talking about Wiley. And then you sat there and lied and said he already on the list. I put him down for number 4. Male breath. Stop that lying. You didn't put me on no list. Stop lying to these people. And if you did, I already keep the same energy. I've been dragging Maddie. I've been dragging her mama with that chair bumping into walls. And I've been dragging you. So you already know. So why are you shocked that you're getting dragged? Baby girl, dude, whatever you want to call yourself, he, she, we, you cannot make it under Fox Soul. Just embrace it. You a flop. You boring. And with that podcast, you don't get the clicks and views. And the only reason why Charlamagne gave you, iHeart gave you, because DEI. They gave it to you because you're a black trans woman just to have their quota. So when they go to the advertiser, we are being interracial and we helping the community because we got Flame. One day he's a black man, next day he's a black woman. So we have met our minority quota. That's the only reason why they got your podcast still on the air, because ain't nobody viewing it. Ain't nobody talking about that dry podcast. Not even your own children. I went on their social media. They ain't talking about that podcast. They are ashamed of you. And yes, I can talk about your children. You talk about my eye, your children is on the docket. Last time I checked, your children is grown and they can be talked about it. And what you gonna do about it? Put on a wig, get on stage, and put another car on fire? You can't stop me from talking about your children. You had them. You brought them into this world under confusion because they don't know who you are. And you don't know who you are. That's why the trans community of Giselle Hope and them felt like you pander to the straight community because them the ones that give you a job. And you know why Hope, Giselle, T.S. Madison, why he tap dance with straight folks? Because they the one that give him a piece of a booking. There is no transgender comedy owners. There is no transgender promoters. There is no black transgender people that own and operate a successful podcast network. The people that is the gatekeepers is straight people. That's why he sit there and he bootleg tap dance for the straight community. They keep the bills paid for that California leaky roof place that he got with that bad coffee he drinking. They make sure he eats. He don't give a dang about the community. He uses the community to tell jokes that is not funny. When the last time you heard somebody say they went to a Flame Monroe show and it was funny? What Flame Monroe joke that is solidified and legendary? Flame Monroe was so upset that he went towards my sis Monique, brought up some stuff that happened in the 90s. Yeah, you know, Monique was mad and said she don't want to do no show with me. I won't want to do no show with you either. You're trash. You don't hit it. You sitting there with Al and Claudia, and the only thing Claudia can do, Al and Flame, are y'all gonna get it in? That's all y'all can say. Al is like he don't even want you there. It's cringy seeing you on the screen with him. Then you said, catch the lie. Catch the lie, Fox Soul. And I want y'all to send this to Fox Soul. Well, one of the requirements to be on Fox Soul, you must look directly in the camera. Did they embrace that on Fox Soul? Because last time I checked, that's discrimination. Don't let me send an email to Fox Soul. Is that one of the requirements that you got to look straight in the camera? That's plain on discrimination. See, you talking all that mess. You call me an S word. You call me an F word. All these things. And you working for Fox Soul. Y'all are hiring a person that literally call me all type of names but a child of God. And you on that platform, you might as well hire the crackhead back, Flame of Clunky Dineva. Hire the crackhead back. Because this person said all this stuff about me. Hire the crackhead back. And see, you got all this energy. It took a man with the eye, and you sat there. You call me all these names. I'm going to make sure we do what we did for Larry Reed. I'm going to be emailing Fox Soul, and I'm going to play back every dehuman thing that you said, and you don't need to be on that platform. You dog people out about their eye. You dog people about their sexual orientation. You dog people out about that. So you cannot be ashamed when I dog you out being a failed father / mother, father, whatever you want to call yourself. You have failed as a parent. You failed. You're not no successful parent. You are a flop. And if I did not touch you with truth, you wouldn't respond to Brother Wiley. And saying, I'm not going to respond to him so he can get the clout. You sound dumb. You already giving me the clout. I'm putting you on the website. I'm putting you in the thumbnail. I'm doing this. And then you're going to say, y'all YouTubers act like y'all journalists and you didn't go to school. And then you say, I didn't go to school. Last time I checked, you barely graduated from high school. You have to go back and get your GED. I graduated, walked across the stage. You got your GED. So stop playing with me. Stop it. You got it years later. Anybody come on, baby. This is not 1975, baby. Anybody can be successful on the internet. Anybody. This is not 1973 when you was out there walking the streets, you and Miss Mary and T.S. Madison selling that good old nasty crotch that you got. Anybody can be successful on the internet, and you mad. If I'm nothing, if I'm living with grandma, all this, why are you in California with all that money in the bank concerned what I got to say? Because you know I know you. I knew you before Tiffany Haddish knew you. I knew you before Charlamagne picked you up out the gutter. You're trash, just like you was trash when you was in the projects, just like you was trash when you was on the west side, just like you was trash when you tried to make it on Belmont. And what you was doing on Belmont when you flopped, you was out there giving people the sloppy toppy in the alley. You are pathetic and a flop. And then I know you and T.S. Madison relationship is a flop because you kissing up to Tasha K. And Tasha K said the most disgusting things about T.S. Madison. You don't give a damn about T.S. Madison. I told T.S. Madison that heifer don't care nothing about you because look at her teaming up with your ops. Wake up, T.S. Madison. You're getting used. Flame Monroe used you to get clout because she wanted to replace Kaya on the Queen Supreme Court and it didn't work. Them black women want to see real women develop the content. They can deal with T.S. Madison with Kaya. But when they try to see two of y'all, no. One is the quota for them black women in that basement. That's why it didn't work. And now you want to discuss the Wiley Show. You can discuss me, but you ain't put my name in the title and put my name in it because you afraid that them people going to view me. You afraid because she said it. At least she was honest enough to say it. She said, I'm not going to give him the clout so y'all can go over there. But then keep them lips that you sucking 20-year-olds sausages off my name. If you're not going to put an address on it like your fellow comedian Cat Williams, shut up. You look pathetic to respond to me if you say you above me. Why you ain't bragging about Tiffany Haddish that drunk? And I don't have to say allegedly because she's a whole drunk according to the Los Angeles Police Department. Why didn't you make her police record disappear? Why didn't you make that mugshot of Tiffany Haddish disappear? Last time I checked, when she got released, smelling like all that stinking liquor, you was nowhere to be around. But when she's at the comedy club, you bring your hand part there just to get clout. But when Tiffany Haddish was going through pure hell, you stayed silent. You weren't nowhere around. What about them allegations of Charlamagne the God when he touched and violated a black woman? You stayed silent. How dare you try to drag President Trump of his ways when you gave Charlamagne a covering and stayed silent to the allegations of Charlamagne? Last time I checked, he's under a lawsuit. Why you ain't talking about that during coffee time? You pathetic little thing. And you said to people, I would never have my daughter around Charlamagne the God. Why is it as many meetings that you have, as many meetings that you have with your daughter, why you never bring your daughter around Charlamagne the God? Because you said you don't want your daughter to go through the pure hell that he brought that woman going through. That black woman in Carolina, you don't want your daughter to go through that pure hell because you know Charlamagne is a pedo. If not, let your daughter get babysit by Charlamagne. I went. Don't tell me not to talk about your children. You talk about Donald Trump children. So your children is on the docket. That's why you post old school pictures of them when they look kids, because they don't want to take a picture with you when they grown. Why haven't your grown children got up on there and be with their successful daddy? Because they are ashamed of you and they don't agree with your lifestyle. Bring your daughter and your son right there and I eat up my words live on the air. Bring them on the air. No, you ain't going to bring them there because they don't want people to know that that's my daddy / my. They don't know who you are. And you, man, I'm very direct towards you. You opened the door, came for me. You responded without saying my name, which is weak. I'm responding to you direct. You keep saying, Wiley sit there and beg T.S. I never begged T.S. Madison. What I did was one time when Gio came on the show, you pathetic little queen, Gio the one came on the show and did an interview because they was mad when Cookie Tookie was trashing T.S. Madison. Cookie Tookie and her manager was on my radio show dragging T.S. Madison, and then Gio, the pathetic flop manager that got fired and selling low-budget t-shirts, came in to defend T.S. Madison, and he said, I'm going to get Maddie on your show. But you can't drag her. And I told Gio, I'm not going to kiss that person behind. I'm going to keep it real. If she want to be on it, it's fine. But she can't change the way I talk about her because I'm not a fake B. I said that to him directly. Who the one that turned against T.S. Madison and threw her on the bus? Gio, the one that sells them low-budget t-shirts. And Flame from Chicago, haven't been back since the early 90s. Sleeping with people's husbands, not telling them that you trans. You did all that in the streets. You got ran out. You slept with this girl husband, didn't tell that you were trans, and she was on a whoop your tail, and the next thing I know, you in California. You did all that evil. And you said, I ain't got to tell people what I got down there. That's for them to know and for them to find out. That stupid, pathetic laugh. You on Foxo and you comment in the comments promoting your show. Right, Foxo don't have a problem with me bringing my audience to view the show. Why you watching? Get your eyeballs off of me. I'm here to stay, baby. This is a new generation. Get caught up with the new generation. You can't get mad because I'm talking about Foxo. You gonna lie on Tasha K. And this is the thing, y'all. While she was talking, I just want y'all to know. On Thursday, I got that interview. I'm gonna wake it up. Tasha K texts her, my bad. I'm not gonna put that interview out Thursday. I don't put interviews out on a Thursday. Stop talking for Tasha K. And you burning bridges with T.S. Madison and Funky Dineva and everybody else that you in the bedroom with. I'm very direct with you. See, you can talk about black women, but I can put on a wig and say I'm trans today. See, that ain't gonna work. You home of this, do this, it ain't gonna work with me. Because one day I can feel like I'm trans. Because back in the day, I used to disguise my voice as a woman. So hello, I had plenty man since I was 15, 16 years old. So you can have several seats with that. You mad because you ain't getting no comedy special on Netflix. Monique got one. Where yours at? What Flame special? By yourself on the stage where you ain't got to share with 15 other people. Last time I checked, Monique had her own comedy special. She was up there by herself, and I was sitting in the audience. Let me put my big, fat, wide self on the stage. Let me put my big, fat, wide self. Yes. Put my big, fat, wide self on the screen. Here we go. I'm laughing with my big, fat, Olaxapan having behind. Look at me in the audience seeing Monique. Where were your special? You have to share the screen with 1,500 people. You mad. And let's not talk about weight. Last time I checked, you was on the south side letting this woman inject illegal substance in your body. And you had to get surgery to get all that toxic stuff out of your body. Let's stop playing this game, Flame. With your body, that ain't natural. That's construction equipment. Inside your bones. It's eating you up. That's why you got arthritis. That's why you got high cholesterol, high blood pressure, because your human body is rejecting all of that glue and nails and sawdust. And you mad. Baby, all this is natural. I didn't have to go put up my thigh in a hotel room and get some hormone pill trying to be something that I'm not. And you regret it every day. Take your clothes off and look how disgusting nails, staples, pus. Baby, this is natural. Your body is not natural. Let's not talk about bodies. Have several seats. Your body is not natural. You trying to compete with your mama and grandmama, and they told you they don't agree with that lifestyle. You want to talk about grannies? Your own grandmother said, I don't even want you coming to my funeral. If you do come, you cannot speak. Your grandmother told you that. They didn't agree with your lifestyle. Talk about that in your comedy set. I'm a man and proud to be a man. Can you say the same thing? Nope. You a man on Monday, getting at you a woman on the weekend, and back a man on Tuesday. I'm a man, proud to be a man, and I'm proud to be a big black man. Can you still say the same? One day you say it, then when you with your trans women, I'm a trans. Back in the 70s, you knew girls, y'all can't do it how I do it. Y'all knew women. Girls, sit down and repent and get delivered. Get on your knees and pray to the Father. Father, help me get back to my natural order in life. Now, if you don't understand it by now, Flame Monroe is weak and a beta. Because if you 2 toes down, call in. See, I'm not like Funky Dineva. I don't run away from it. Funky Dineva got on the phone, did the book of sugar, and ran away. If you got something to say with me, I got the link. Y'all send it to it. Send it to that queen. Send it to that queen. Give her the link. Let's give the people what they want. You were talking about me. Yeah, you said something about my children. I said I'm praying for your children because they have to deal with that generational curse. It ain't my fault that your daughter came in your room. What's going on? Why are you like this? What did we do to get this mess in our home? Mommy, I don't want to go to Daddy's house. He's a monster. It ain't my fault that your children had to go through that. That ain't my fault. If I don't get on Fox Soul, I'm still going to be Survivor. I'm not begging to be on these platforms. I ask, it's a good key girl, get clicks and views, and we going to move on. Baby, you new to this YouTube stuff. This is what we do. All Wiley do is beg T.S. Madison. The show flop is gone. Dust. And he go, Flame, I'll go my own political show. Political show? You couldn't even cut it on that podcast. T.S. Madison couldn't even cut the show. And she is a more high-class woman in the business than you, Flame. She's more known and recognizable in the business, and she couldn't cut it on Fox Soul. And she had Monique on her show. She had Armand, she had Tasha, and them videos couldn't even crack 5,000 views. And Fox Soul sliced it up like you got your body sliced up trying to be something that you're not, and it's gone. That show gone. Where is that? Everybody that you named, show got cancer. And you know why I got canceled? Until you do by Wiley, everything you think about is going to crumble. Because y'all all thought y'all was better than Wiley. Thought you could do it without us, and them shows canceled. Gone. Poof, gone. Where's the Queen Supreme Court? Where's the bounce of the chess meet? Gone. Where's the little bounce at? Where's it at? Gone. Because people didn't want to see her only. She couldn't bring that show back to the prime area. She was boring by herself. And you're mad because I said, where's the T.S. Madison experience? Where's that? Gone. Flame Monroe, don't you feel some type of way because you told Tiffany that I don't understand how Maddie have this reality show and she gonna bring Tiffany Pollard and not me. She's so selfish. You said that about T.S. Madison. But the network did not want two women with wigs. Two whatever with wigs. They didn't want. They just wanted one trans and then a real woman. They didn't want two of y'all with that. That was too much for the advertisers. They didn't want it. And that's why T.S. Madison couldn't get the show, because they didn't just want her. She had to have a real black woman on the set because she couldn't do it by herself. The network said no. And the reason why the show flopped, because she wasn't being ratchet and ghetto. She trying to be like she was so professional and she above all the mess in the basement, and the show flopped. Because you weren't sincerely yourself. Your brand is mess, lubrication, and mess. Did I say mess? Urine, lubrication, cameras, lubrications, no condoms, and stain mattresses. That's your brand. And that's why the show didn't even see a season 2. And you mad. Then you saying you trying to, oh, I put Wiley's name on the list. Don't even put my name on your list. I'm putting you on the prayer list that God help you get delivered. You going on my prayer list. When we do a prayer call, they going to be like Pedo Reed at Begging for Money. We really going to pray before you leave here that you know who you are, because obviously you don't. You can't sit and get political and tell us about politics when you don't even know who you are when you wake up. You think I'm going to listen to you with that wig about Republican or Democrat, whoever you standing up for? If it's Biden, I vote for Trump. I don't need you. You ain't going to be on Biden going around, touring around this country. They ain't going to receive you in the South. They ain't going to receive you in Chicago. Not even in California. They want to receive you. We don't care nothing about what you said about politics. Now, what you was dragging about Wiley, that's what they want to see on the podcast. They don't want to see you, yeah, hello, y'all. We want to talk about Donald Trump. We want to talk about Biden. They don't want to see that. They want to see you with that wig, drag somebody like Wiley. That's what they want to see. They don't want to see your co-host, that down low queen, that's boring. He can't even hit his wife Yoni correctly. When the last time he made her come back in 1995, they don't want to see you dusty looking thing. They want to see you do a show with Wiley. Y'all drag each other. We get clicks and views. That's what they want you to say. Why you think your podcast ain't trending? Your podcast ain't trending. Only time that YouTube channel is coming up out the grave when you got me being discussed. You brought up my eye. I'm bringing up your whole lifestyle. It's a disaster. I would rather have this eye than to have your lifestyle, because that ain't nothing but confusion and a generational curse. And you mad. You call me all type of word, the S word, the F word. You a whole generational curse. Whatever your grandmother and grandmother, great-grandmother did back in the day, the butt breaking, it came into that generation, you the curse. Now you need to go on out there and get baptized and really get Buddha, Allah, and everybody in the Catholic Church to give you, to help you with your life, because you confused. Now, we did an article today Flame Monroe failure to address fucking I Need to Lead leads to the unfounded accusations against the Wiley Show. Unfounded allegations. She said I dragged her children. No, I didn't. I dragged her. You trying to use your grown adults for sympathy, baby. Your children ain't 5 years old. Baby, your children 25, 26 years old. Then you got another son that's in Chicago that you don't claim that's 35 years old. Heifer. Stop trying to up there get some sympathy like your children is 4 years old. They are grown adults. They grown. Stop calling them kids like they 4, 5 years old. They are grown adults. Grown. And you got another son that's in Chicago about 35 years old that you don't claim. Now you mad at Wiley. Be mad at you. It ain't my fault that when you do Fox Soul, the ratings is so low that Claudia Jordan is just, she got a sad face on her look like, wow. Because Claudia really thought bringing you on the show was going to shake up the internet. Nope. It failed. Y'all get more clout outside of TGIF. You get more clout talking about Wiley. Why you ain't doing the after show on Fox Soul that flopped? Why you ain't talking about the topics? You talking about me. And then when we put an address on it, you scared. Come on, honey, I'm calling for you. Come on, where you at? We from Chicago. I put an address on it. Yeah, Flame got 4 children. He didn't always have on that wig. That man was dumping women, getting women pregnant, whipping on women. He was a dog. And when he tried to make it doing comedy, he saw Tyler Perry that success doing Medea, and he decided, well, let me go and give me some injections and let me be a woman version of Burning Man, and failed. Why you don't see Flame Monroe on a 50-city comedy tour? When Flame does set, he got to do it with 20 other comedians, making about $50, just making about $100. He ain't doing no set by himself. When the last time you can go to his website and buy tickets across this country? Baby, he tried to do a show with Just Hilarious out there in Arlington at the Improv when I was there, and they didn't want Flame. He was mad at Just Hilarious because they ain't let him open up. They don't want you there. We would have all bored. If you would have got on set, we would have went to the restroom, went to the bar, got us some drinks, get on the toilet, let me go home and take the neck bones off the stove, and we'll wait till you get done with them tired, loose, pathetic, dry jokes, and then we'll return back when the true superstars and the headliners come up on there. You ain't nothing but a seat filler when people going to get their popcorn, people getting their refreshments, doing their makeup, and then once we sit down, you done. Be gone. You mad at Armand Wiggins because he dragged you when you got roasted. Stop bringing up Armand Wiggins' name. You ain't a friend of Armand. You dragged Armand because he dragged you when you didn't tell no good old jokes. Stop playing with me. All he do is big, big, big. All you do is wear synthetic wigs. All you do is trying to be like Monique, and you ain't Monique because you ain't no natural woman. You got the same thing. Yours is gray and wrinkled, and mine's is pretty thick chocolate. You got to take pills to get yours up. Don't play with me. Why you ain't doing no comedy set with Tiffany Haddish? Where were you at? Jason Lee just had Tiffany Haddish playing Santa Claus. You could have been the one that played Santa Claus. And Jason Lee said, I don't want that person going to Stockton. They're not going to receive her. Bring the drunk. Bring Tiffany Haddish. Because even though she's a drunk, she's a real biological woman. We don't want that man saying, ho, 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 ha, 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 with a wig and makeup and smelling like lubrication. I ain't gonna want that. No. He went on and said, let me get Tiffany Haddish, bring me a drunk. Get her drunk, and she played Santa Claus. You could even go to South Stock. They didn't want you. You mad. Flay got on her podcast and tried to drag Wiley, knowing that it wasn't going to win. You stay with your grandma, black woman and black folks. It is not a roast if you want to stay and move back home. The problem with Black America and the reason why these Hispanics and these other groups is surpassing us with wealth is because they're not going to come to this country and everybody get their own place. They'll stay in a 1-bedroom, in a 2-bedroom, do construction, work on the farms, clean toilets, work in cafeteria, work in public service, and stacking up their bread and they buying up property. People like Flame, and she says she political and it's trash to be pathetic political stuff, because why are you preaching to get your own? If you collectively come together, then do it. Only black folks brag to struggle. Other groups, they live together. We the only group that push people out to get in debt, pay for these high expensive apartments, and these other groups, they living together in a 2-bedroom and they got money, and then they buy property and they're buying businesses. That's why Black America is at the top, at the bottom, and these Hispanics have debunked us down the list. So if you want to talk about politics, Flame Monroe, let's talk about politics. Bragging that I stand with my grandmother, helping her pay her light bill, that's a success and a win. And I'm going to be blessed. Because you should have somebody, if you have a grandmother that's on Social Security, shouldn't you want to go stay with a person that's on a fixed income and you can help pay the bills and the mortgage? If that's true with your dumb, stupid behind, that ain't no read. You will want somebody to stay with you when you need help paying the bills, because in society, since we're talking about political, society don't give a damn about the seniors, especially the black poor ones. So if you can have a grandson that will come, wash you up, change your diapers, pay your bills, make sure you eat, make sure you're clean, you should want that. You're sad because when you don't have that. So you had no choice but to hit the streets because you wanted to stay home with your parents and grandmother and wear wigs. And they said, no, you've been out on the streets since you was 14, 15 years old. Tell that to the world. Because you wanted to wear wigs, you want to do that, and back in the day, they weren't with all that. And I had to talk about, and I'm glad Flame want to talk about me because it helps Wiley's standard that Wiley can get a reaction out of these people. You talking about me. Why you ain't celebrating Fox Soul? Because it's flopping over there with you on it. You are a flop over there. Them tad, pathetic jokes ain't hitting. And you, Funky Dineva, have done something so strategic, he going live when y'all going live and beating y'all 50-1. Even though Flame Monroe came on the platform, got makeup in good quality, Funky, bad equipment, because Foxhole went over there, got their equipment, got their Wi-Fi, got their camera, said you fine. They got them boxes, went on and packed up their good old 5G, good old Wi-Fi, and he over there with a cricket connection and can't cut it over there. That's the only critique I got for fucking Dineva. Everything else, he's on one. But that equipment is giving cricket. It's giving low-budget African internet services somewhere in the Congo. That's the only criticism I got for Funky. But other than that, the brother is doing it in the views. When I go on Twitter, he's dominating on Twitter. Now I ain't talking about Flame and that wig. And you mad. Because my people is sending Fox Soul messages that Wiley should be on Fox Soul. You can't get mad at the people. When the people love you, doors going to flood, it's going to open. obviously I don't need to do Fox Soul because I then took your soul and made you go in that stinky room to talk about me. I didn't even have to get on Fox Soul and get them good equipment, them good producers. I got under your dirty fingernails right in my grandmother's house. And you mad, upset, pissed. It don't take all them high definition camera. One thing that I got is this tongue and this mouth, and it got you shaking in your boots. It got you shaking with all that coffee diarrhea that you putting down your toilet. You mad, upset. That I didn't have to put on no wig. That I didn't have to get no injections to get an audience. You had to do that, not me. I didn't have to go sweat my legs like a butterfly. Get on hormone pills to change that voice. I did it on my own. It's all natural over here. You talk about my eyes. You can't even read the iPhone messages in your iPhone. Baby, you going blind. You talking about me, at least when I see the phone on my peripheral vision, at least I can see the numbers and the super chats and the messages. You got to tell your people, I need y'all to put that in capital letters. Put it in capital letters. I can't even read the chat. So how dare you put your male breath and synthetic wig on me, and you can't even read the letters. Baby, you better go to an ophthalmologist. Go to the ophthalmologist right now at Walmart like I did and get your eyes checked. You couldn't even read the messages. Bruh, sit down. We ain't in the same lane. The reason why you couldn't make it in television, you can't read the teleprompter. Can y'all please put it in capital letters because I can't read the chat? That's just so small. But why are you talking about my eyeballs? See, you going half blind. That's all that construction equipment going in the sockets of your eyeballs. You doing all that, can't even read the comments. How you gonna be a daytime television host? You can't read the teleprompter. Sit down. And say, Jesus, open up my eyes so I can see. Pray to the Father and say, Father, help me with my sight. I can't see the chat. You open up this monster in me, and you want to start with me, I'm going to finish it. That's how I tell these other YouTubers, sit and watch. They got sense. They know not to go toe-to-toe with me on their YouTube channel. Because the first thing they're going to say, I'm not going to say no names because I don't want him to get no clout. But I got something for you, senior citizen, a has-been drag queen, fail flop comedian. I'm already got the clout because I'm in your brain. I'm in your breath. I'm in your nostrils. I'm in your tongue. I'm in your coffee pot. You might as well say my name. Now you weak, grandma, grandpa, whatever you are. Come on out there and put my name on it. With your weak self. You too weak. You too old to be that weak. I thought you had some strength. You weak. I ain't gonna say his name. Well, then shut up. Why would I say his name? I don't want nobody going over there. But you think people ain't gonna put 2 + 2 together? They gonna find somebody. Oh, that must be the person. Because if you smart, you ain't gonna know what. Type in Flame, Foxhole, you gonna see Wiley. Oh, that's the guy. That's the one with the eye. That's the one with the eye. I know who that is. They talk about they already coming over here with your dumb self. Why T.S. Madison ain't talk about fucking Dineva? Because she mad at fucking Dineva over there with Tasha K. Yo, pathetic people. And if I'm such a freeloader, why are you watching a freeloader? Because I'm entertaining. I'm entertaining. And that's what keep you up at night. And then you say, yeah, because he entertaining. And I put his name a number 4 on Fox O. Did we need to know that? No. And guess what? Fox O already sees. The question is Fox O ready for all this? Can they handle this? That's the question. Can they handle this? Can Al and Claudia be able to sit beside all this greatness? Can their egos handle it? Because Tiffany got a drinking problem. She went to too many freak-offs with liquor, and now she's an addict. Go on and brag with Tiffany. Why you talking about Tiffany? Tiffany went to too many freak-offs, and she got addicted to all that liquor. And she got the audacity to make fun of Cat Williams. Baby, you are drunk. Shut up. Now, usually drunks are funny. She's an unfunny drunk. At least when my mama get drunk, she be hitting them good jokes. I don't understand. Y'all ain't gonna take over my house. I beat up B words and I beat up N words. At least she funny. And Flame, why didn't you let your children be in a Tiffany Haddish skit? You didn't want that. You thought it was demonic. Why you ain't let your children get on that set, on that bed? Because you told Tiffany no. You ain't put your door. You had kids at that time. Why weren't they there with their cameras and their dresses and outfits? Shut up with your dumb self. Don't get me started. You ain't ready for me. Now, we're going to open up the phone lines. And we thank you all for that. And I told my audience, don't send me something to my DM. Whatever you got to say to Wiley, call in or comment. The DM is only for business. You sending me a story, but if you trying to get me together, you'll be blocked. Quick, fast, you coming in a quick, you'll be blocked. You'll be forgotten about. Anything you want to say towards Wiley, call in or leave a message in the comments. That's it. Do not try to read me in the comments. You'll be blocked. All right, so we're going to go to the phone. I'm going to pin the number on here. Did y'all go to the website? Who all went to the website today? We got some more stuff to do. Let me drop that in there. Got to promote my website. WhyDidTheTroll.com. Let me promote my website. Okay. And it ain't working. Hold on one second. I'm going to bring you on. Give me one second. You mute me in the back. Okay. And I'm bring you on so they could actually hear you. I am doing well. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. I just came off of a vacation for the weekend. It is the New Year's. I am starting off right.
I heard that. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
Hey, so I'm confused here because I didn't know that there was a problem with this person having a problem with everybody else until she got on the show with Claudia and Al.
Mm-hmm.
When Funky left. And then I was watching Funky Geneva's video today, when he was talking about a conversation he had when Tasha K called him and then recorded the call and then played it back for click views, saying that there was a problem with him and Flame Monroe. When did a problem with Flame Monroe even happen? And or is it just because now she's on this show with on the Fox Soul, and Fox Soul is going down without Funky to me, I must say. I've been watching them only because of Funky, and now I'm back over to his page. I'm not watching them because I was never really keen of Claudia, even when she was on the Housewives, even though she can't read a person and she's cute. And Al, I'm just not feeling. I think he's too smart for his own britches, as my grandmother would say.
I feel like honestly with Flame Monroe, I think that he concocted up a beef to drive revenue for Fox Soul. The issue with it,
Mm.
I don't think they were banking on fucking Neva to continue to go live at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Flame underestimated fucking Neva power on the internet because fucking Neva rarely went live. If you're a fan of fucking Neva, you're in a
Right.
funky bunch,
Right.
he rarely went live. So him going
Mm-hmm.
live, it disrupted the algorithm with Fox Soul because the people went to Funky because number one, he's gifted. Now Fox Soul, they tried to get under Funky's skin and it backfired. And if Claudia did it, it backfired because let's be clear, Flame don't got the juice. She's an outdated senior citizen trying to roast and gag with 1955 jokes. It's just not going to hit. You got to have somebody that really is skillful and gifted like Wiley that can sit in that seat. You cannot bring another person to put on it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And it's not working.
Yeah.
Because if it was working, it would have worked on a Monday. It didn't work on a Monday. It didn't work on a Tuesday. And now we're here on a Wednesday. So let's see if it works. And then with Flame, she's upset. She's taking her frustration out on Wiley. But that Flame that you seen on her YouTube channel dragging me is not on Fox Soul. It's this, I'm trying to be like Star Jones / Monique / Joey Behar. Where's that roasting that you did to me? Why is that it's not on Fox Soul? You call me an S word, you call me an F word, so you cannot say that you for the community because you call me an F, an S, and everything else. But what if your son come out like he's a little special because he was in special ed, and she made that part of her comedy set. She said, "Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna have to get my son out of Chicago public school because they trying to make him special. I know my son is special, but he's really special. They want him to have an IEP. Your son have to go, and you have to fight to get your son not to be in special ed. And then you have to pay, have to screw and do all that to pay to give your son a tutor because he didn't know how to do 2 + 2 = 4. That's your son. Because you was too busy chasing these women and you supposed to be out there teaching your son his school books, but you out there slinging pee and tricking men and not telling them that you was born a man. Let's go there. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. There's a whole bunch of kids and adults out here that got IEPs or should have been diagnosed with an IEP. And an IEP doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. It just means there's a learning curve. There's some things that they need
it's
a little
extra. It's a learning disability. I had a learning disability, and I'm smart. But, you know, I like having a learning disability because I was able to see John D. Evans, and may he rest in peace, of good chocolate, thick, just good looking. And I was around some good looking people, right? And I was in the IEP meeting. I loved it. It made me feel special. They're talking about me. I'm there in the meeting. Oh my gosh. I would go in a special little bitty room, you know. I would see people eating chalk, eating dust, you know, beating the heaven with the chalkboard. It was entertaining for me. So I felt special, and I still do feel special. And if I could do it over, I'd do it all over again. And having that success, I'm on a debate, and now I got a successful show. So just because you're around people eating glue doesn't mean that you're going to eat glue when you get grown. I'm not eating glue when I get grown. I eat baby back ribs, chicken. I eat a little glue. My nose is a little runny. I did eat my shirt a little bit, but I don't do that no more.
Look, we
And my
all
mama
chewed on
had
some
me to
elbow
have it
glue.
so I could get a check. She had me to have it to get a check. And so when I got 18 years old and it was a redetermination for the SSI, I went there very smart. I answered all their questions. I was bringing my Nation of Islam teaching. I was very wise. And guess what? I lost. I lost that $500 check. Because I didn't want to lie no more. I wanted to be free because when I read the Bible, I was a Christian. And in the Bible, it said, the truth shall make you free. I did not want to lie to Social Security anymore. I wanted to be free, even though I had to owe them the $15,000 to $20,000. Because when you up for an appeal, they still give you the check. If you lose all the way up to the judge, you got to pay the check back.
Ooh.
And so I had to go file Chapter 7 bankruptcy to get that Social Security debt discharged. So that's my story. That's my story. But I'm glad that I'm off the Social Security check because I'm able to be, if I was still on the Social Security check, I had to put on a wig like Flame Monroe Trick Man and make money on the side just to keep that $500 check. It wasn't like I was getting $15,000. That check back in the day was about $500 a month. Can I survive on $500 a month in today's society? No. Most people on Social Security cannot survive on that check alone, not paying rent because you don't qualify. You don't make 3 times the rent, making $600 a month from Social Security.
This is true. This is true.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Go ahead.
I enjoyed it. So thank you, sweetie. That's all I wanted to say. So I'm going to keep watching. You have a great day. Be blessed and have a wonderful and prosperous new year.
Thank you so very much. You too, ma'am. Happy New Year. All right, let's put the number on the screen here. Yeah, so we definitely go there. All right. Do I miss having a Social Security check? No, because it was a crutch. Now, if I ever need to do it, then hey. But as of right now, it was a crutch. And it stopped you. And unfortunately, some people have to have it because they just can't work. I can still work. If I'm out there, I can sling, blah, 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 I can still work. And I thank God for it. Now I do a show and all of this. I'm not going to, even the last time I tried to do Social Security, the lawyer said, I think you need to start doing YouTube. Why would I stop doing my YouTube just to get a $600 check? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to continue to thrive. I don't need a check. Not from the government with all these stipulations. And if I do start working, I only can work for a certain amount of hours. I'm just in debt on that, but that. And I could be like, no, I could just go ahead and build my own show, build my own successful show, go toe to toe with the flop Flame Monroe and get a coin. I ain't got to be sitting there waiting on the first of the month for a check. I didn't borrow all this money, couldn't pay my bill. Then when I get my check, I got to pay everybody back. That ain't, you ain't get, I can understand if you would get $20,000 a month, but the best you gonna get because I'm young, I didn't put enough in the disability fund, I'm not getting no $15,000, $2,000, $8,000 a month. The best I probably would get is $950, and that's the high number. You can make that by working 40 hours a week and more, plus overtime and time and a half. So stop playing with me. Now, when it comes to Flame Monroe, it's not my fault that you ain't got no comedy special by yourself. It's not my fault that you're not on tour like Cat Williams. It's not my fault because most of these comedy clubs do not open that door to you because on how you look. Why you ain't talking to Fox Soul and let them tape a comedy special for you because they ain't going to make no money. That money going to go down the drain. It's going to have about 5 views and ain't nobody going to view it. It's just that simple. So don't get mad at Brother Wiley because I'm telling you the truth. The Bible said the truth shall make you free. When you look in the mirror, you don't see truth. You see depression, sad, sickness, and confusion. When you look in the mirror, you regret the decision of getting on them hormone pills and those injections. You regret it. That's why you back and forth in the community. I love being a man. I don't care what you call me, because you confused. And just embrace it and say, y'all, pray that I get my mind back, because I'm a confused old man. You are confused. You don't know who you are. That's why you go tit for tat. You be out because you're confused. Ask her who she is. You're going to get about 15 different answers. Confused. You on Fox Soul and you confused. Just change your name to Confused Monroe. Change it. Just change it. Then they say, yeah, Flame Monroe open for Dave Chappelle. Just because you open, what were some of the good jokes? You open 1 to 2 times, that's it. He didn't say and did like Cat Williams did with my other home girl, and she been touring with Cat Williams forever. You know that big one, that one that did OnlyFans and flopped, that was eating burgers in the tub naked. She's still going on tour with Cat Williams. Why Flame ain't still going on tour with Dave Chappelle? And the only reason why Dave Chappelle put Flame to open up, because he was getting dragged by trans women. He was getting dragged. You ain't like Lunel that's still touring with Cat Williams. Why you ain't he did that for a moment to savage his career, to make it seem like, how can I be against trans women when I got this confused Flame, Monroe, on opening up for me? And she only did a 5-minute set, and people wasn't even really there. They were still worried about what they gonna sit, getting their popcorn up there, getting their refills of their Sprite. Some of them outside rolling up their blunt. Soon when Dave Chappelle come on and say, all right, y'all, coming to the stage, the one, the only, the great one, Dave Chappelle. Then they all come back up in the room. When she up in there, the janitor's still vacuuming. They still throwing out the trash. They still disinfecting the seats. You ain't getting no standing applause. Ain't nobody there to applause. You doing jokes to empty seats. That's why you on YouTube drinking that coffee. Why you ain't on in the comedy stage? You know you have failed, and the only thing you can do is go toe-to-toe with Wiley. That's a failure. Baby, you 65 years old, going against a person that's half your age. Why you ain't on the set delivering jokes, up there opening up for people, get your name in lights? Why you ain't like Miss Pat, touring around the country? Where your sitcom? Only thing you doing in that room talking about Wiley to make your old self feel good. You still a flop, and I'm telling you this from the googly eye. You are a failure to your entire family. Your children is ashamed of you. They wish that you were not their daddy. Now, anybody else want to call in? She talked about me in a previous video, you guys. She didn't put my name in the title. She didn't say my name, but everybody know who she talking about. She talking about me. And baby, since you gonna talk about me, I'm gonna bring it to the light. All right? Now, and she gonna say Tasha K gonna open up for her. Man, this is the most disastrous comedy show ever that I'm gonna say, because you got to use Tasha K clout to sell tickets. That's a shame. Because you want the winos and the sets. What do you call them? The stupid ats, the trash ats, confused ats. I think it's the confused ats and the rhinos. You want the rhinos to sell tickets. You know you sad if you got to get a bald-headed demon liar that shipped us out to Africa to be a child soldier to open up you to sell tickets. Why you couldn't get Tiffany Haddish open up your show? Ooh, I forgot. She drunk. She ain't gonna remember to even come there. She gonna drive right past the comedy stage and hit somebody and get another charge. Why you ain't got Tiffany opening up for you? You know you pathetic. You got to get a liar that got sued for $5 million, open up a set. That ain't going to make her pay that debt. You going to be performing in front of a 20-seat venue. 20 seats. Baby John Wheeler. Her children is grown. Stop saying these are grown folks. Stop acting like them people faggot. They grown. John, they grown. Can I tell you that, Brother John? Her kids is grown. Baby, they older than me. Stop that. She ain't got no infants. Them grown kids. You know Flame is 65 years old. He in his 60s. Stop playing with me. Flame Monroe came from the gutter. And Flame, the reason why mainstream know about her before Tiffany Haddish became a drunk, she brought Flame Monroe on the stage. And Flame Monroe got on the comedy stage, and that's how more people got to know her. But she lost the juice because she thought that was going to be her break to be a successful stand-up comedian, and that she was going to act in Hollywood with Paramount, with all the studios, and she'd be begging. And they said no. They said they only allow one trans woman in at a time, and right now they got the big wide hands, mama in the wheelchair bumping into walls, and that is T.S. Madison. So they're not going to have Flame. She's too old. And she don't help the image with the elite because she don't mind you calling her dude. She say he, she, we. He get the check, she spend it, and we going to the shelter. That's pretty much what she stand for. So it does not fit in the mainstream trans society. The trans community can't stand Flame Monroe because that's why she put her car on fire, to get some sympathy from the trans woman, because she thought they was going to get in them high heels and wigs and rescued her. And she did that to get sympathy, and it didn't work. She tried. She thought it was going to go on the news. She was going to do a press conference. She was going to come and sing it in. She literally tried to Jussie Smollett us. It didn't work. They don't claim Flame. Bring her name up with all the trans women. Go to the nearest hostro and bring up Flame. They will drag you and mace you. Go to the nearest bathhouse. Go to the nearest ball. They don't claim Flame. They feel like Flame is a disgrace to the community. Look at what fucking Naniva said about Flame. Look at what Hope Giselle said about Flame. Look at what T.S. Madison said about Flame. Look at what everybody in the community that got clout that is trans say about Flame. She ain't working with the trans community. Flame Monroe, she lost a deal. She was supposed to host, I guess, the trans award show for all trans people that is activists doing things. And they found out how she was dragging trans women on the Breakfast Club, and she lost that gig. That trans woman, that activist or organizer, she called Flame Monroe and said, "I got something to say, Flame. I don't agree with what you said on the Breakfast Club. Oh, no shade, but you can't come on the stage and host the show. And Flame was upset. Flame was upset and said, I was going to sue the organizer because the organizer is supposed to pay me. And the organizer said, no, you broke the rules because we put a character clause in there and you went against the character of the community. And we said, we're not going to pay you. And no, you will not be hosting this show. This the same woman that sat on a Nation of Islam platform. What was the Nation of Islam platform? What is that man's name? She sat on his platform on the Nation of Islam dragging trans community. Now, you know anything about the nation, and I love the Nation of Islam. I love me a bean pie. I love me a final call. But one of the reasons why I'm not over there being Marquise X is because until I change my lifestyle, I can't do it, even though there's plenty of people in the nation that live a down low double life. Baby, they selling a bean pie and they eating somebody's bread basket. Everybody in the Nation of Islam is not straight. Everybody in the Nation of Islam is not straight. Just know that. But because I'm not going to abandon my platform and pretend to be something I'm not, I won't be received. But Flame Monroe got up on there and was on there on Rizza Islam. She was on a Rizza Islam show, and she dragged the community. And if you know anything about the community, they didn't like that because Rizza Islam dragged trans women. Do you know what the nation stand for about trans women? Let's not even get to that platform. Let's be clear. Do you know what the nation, their standard of the LGBTQIA community? Go Google it. They're not gonna want no flame in the mosque, in the temple. She can't be out there with that wig talking about Elijah Muhammad. Baby, when they do a search on her, she gonna be in the back. And they separate. They put the women on one side and the men. She gonna be right over there with that wig with the men. You ain't gonna be over there with the women and all that white and they got their head covered. You got that wig. That wig, you still see them nappy cornrows and big, thick man heads. They ain't gonna put that. They not gonna put you over there with the women. You gonna be right over there with the brothers with the bow ties. Just know that. But she said on Rizza Islam. On Rizza Islam, she sat on that platform. Now, whoever said Flame Monroe is 44, you a whole lie. Flame ain't nowhere near no 44 years old. Y'all tried it. Whoever said Flame Monroe is 44 years old, I got a glass eye, a 44 karat glass eye to sell you right now. I'm just saying, don't play with me. Whoever said there's a whole lot. She ain't no 44 years old. Now, I wasn't even thinking about going live today. I was going to really sit up. They said, where's the article? Let me post it for you. Somebody said, she 44. 40 what? She probably was born in 1944, but she ain't 44 in age. Yeah, Google is like she lied to Google, telling them folks you 44. With all them wrinkles, girl, bye. With that 1972 slang she giving. Stop playing with me. She's up there with RuPaul. Google RuPaul age and add 2 more years, that's Flame Monroe age. She's older than T.S. Madison. So don't get up on here talking about she 44. Stop it. Now, we're going to be on Fox Soul in the chat, in the audience. I know fucking Aniva going to be live, so we will have to wait. I hope his connection be together. I hope he going to Rent-A-Center or Radio Shack or Guitar Center, and get his equipment together. And I'm going to be in the chat on Fox Soul, entertaining the chat, because that's the only thing that's entertaining, because Flame and Al and Claudia, it don't mix. Baby, when the Wiley Show come there, we wake that chat up. Baby, the tea, the funniness is in the chat, not on screen. Because what she doing, them tide jokes, baby, I love you all. I thought y'all was really going to call in today. See, my audience don't have to defend me. I can do it on my own. And Flame, and I want to put the screen on me, Paul. Put it on me, Paul. Thank you. Put it on me. Put my website up there. Take Claudia and them down off the screen. I want all the attention. I'm jealous. No, that's not it. That's the email. Put my website on there. Thank you. So, in 2024, for folks that drag Wiley and don't put an address on it, they're jealous of Wiley. Baby, they are jealous. Jealous to the T. All these folks, from the Flame Monroe to the down low, pathetic Monroe eating rotten fish, pathetic fish getting whooped. If you can't put my name in there, you ain't no strength. Put an address on it. I was just over there on Monroe's show, the down low Monroe, not the one with the wig, the one with the big old rosy cheeks, the down low Monroe that sat in line and said he screwed somebody behind White Castles and had to run from the cops with a big old wide piece of sausage, that Monroe. So his moderators, they sent me, said, you're unblocked from Storm Shadow. I thought they were gagging. I said, is this a lie? So I go over there, and then Fish, Donna Ross Fish, she said, you unblocked over there, so you should come on in the chat. And I said, okay. So I go in the chat. I already know what they're trying to do. So people was like, oh, he in there. So they trying to set me up to drag Storm so he can drag me in the chat and block me. No, bro, I'm going to play stupid like you play stupid. I'm going to show love. I'm going to talk in the chat. And he going to Miss Wiley Fish. Down Ross Fish. We're going to allow people in the chat as long as they're not saying any crazy stuff. We can here pretending that Storm screwing women. We just I'm going to act like y'all. I'm going to be delusional like y'all. I know not to act crazy in that chat because I know he going to block me and cuss me out and say all type of stuff. That's why when I went in the chat, because he said something, down low Monroe. That's Flame Monroe husband. So he talking about he don't want to. Now he dissing me, right? I don't know how people get to live with their mama. I couldn't screw with my mama in the house, and my mama did something and fed me some toxic meal, didn't wash her hands, and had me throwing up. So I had to just drink all this fluid when I went home. And I don't know how people can screw with their mama. And so I'm in the chat. I said, just like when you said a joke about my arm, talking about Big Mommy arm, I use a joke. And this is when you got to be a fan of people, right? I go on a joke just like when Bird was getting it in Big Mama house in the bathroom. And Vivica A. Fox and they was in the chicken, and Big Mama was out there making the macaroni, and he was Bird. The man came up to Bird and said, let's go up in the bathroom, and he screwed her, and it was so good that she had to take off her panties and put it in his mouth because it was good and loud. But Storm is the same person that when he saw the black on my arm, he made a joke and said, "Big Mama, your arm." But it didn't bother me because it's a joke. Only person it bothered was Donna Ross Fish, and she the one that's emotional because she went to the club, thought she could really box. She thought she was Riley. She really thought she had them knuckles and got dragged from the floor up to the toe up. It's a whole embarrassment. Then she in the chat, y'all, since I'm over there, welcome. I'll talk about when I was over there. Then Storm trying to boost her up. Yeah, because Donna Ross Fish like to walk around with no clothes on. And I wanted to say, in my mind, I couldn't type it. I said, I'm going to say it on my show. It smelled bad like fish. Because when Coffee City played the clip, it was disgusting when they was kissing. And then Storm looked like, this nasty. Like, he didn't like it. You can really tell he was not turned on. That man had such a smile when he was walking on Von Ray back. When she put them fish lips on his lips, he didn't like it. It was disgusting. It was cringy. And that's why he mad. And you trying to bring me in the chat. I come in the chat. I'm not going to step out of order, but I'm going to drag you on my platform because you fake. You like to block, unblock, and do all these mind games, brother. You is evil, Storm. You an evil man, and I'm going to stay on them rosy cheeks. And you tried to get Donna Ross to go toe-to-toe with me. She lost. Pathetic. There's one video of her getting stomped in the scalp of that fish wig. You tried to boost her up to go toe-to-toe with me. Nope, it didn't work. She got embarrassed. Stop letting women try to do your dirty work. You a man. You just as weak like Tasha K's husband because he allowed his wife to do his dirty work so he could pay the bills. He ain't got the strength enough to go toe-to-toe with a man, and you don't either. I remind you, you a man because you was raised with your mammy, and your mammy made you weak. You weren't raised by your father. At least I had a father figure that told me to put bass in my voice and don't let no man come for you. He come for you, you come for him. But you was raised by your mama with that bad back. You weren't raised by your father. That's why you weak. You a beta. And you mad. Of course I can talk about you. You will be talked about. If you don't like what I say, don't watch me. Donna Ross wig fish. If you don't like what I talk about, don't watch. Grow your platform without Storm. It ain't helping you with the Storm Monroe connection. You only using Storm trying to give him some of that dust yoni, stinky yoni, and it ain't working. Because it's not organic. The audience know this, y'all don't mash well. The only thing that you did to go viral when you got stumped in a rat-infested Brooklyn club. You ain't gonna get Storm to marry you. No, you smell bad, smell like fish, and you're not white. Open up your eyes. You're not white. He want a white woman. Or a white man. He love white people. You black, and you too black, and you wear wigs, and you smell like fish in grease. He don't want you. It is what it is. So Storm, you can unblock, you can block, you can reblock, you can disblock. I'm still going to talk about you. You ain't Armand Wiggins. You're not my favorite celebrity. You will always be talked about because you better beg Armand Wiggins to come back and go live so I can start talking about him. To the end, because Armand Wiggins is my favorite celebrity, he's charging up. He's up there doing his terror. He's up there building. He got new lights. He got a new set. Until he come back, I just have to just settle and just drag you. And then once my favorite celebrity come back and wake up the streets, I'll be back talking about my favorite celebrity. Till then, you can get this work. I got to get this frustration out because Armand Wiggins, my favorite celebrity, he's not really doing nothing. He's up there fighting with Jay Lee behind the scene, with Meta and Instagram. So I have to just talk about you. And Flame. That Monroe family is trying to comfort Brother Wiley, and we stomping on each one of them on their crusted toes. Stay away from me, Monroe family. Y'all can't handle Wiley. You ain't strong enough. Y'all can't even put my name in the title and say my name directly. You're too weak. The only one that had some courage was Diana Ross Wig Fish, and she went and talked to Down Low Storm, and she stopped saying the name. That's why she got whooped at that club. I could have sent some of my homegirls that live in New York. The New York market is the #1 market. That could have helped protect her. But since she got Boris, got all those slow people on her platform, and got in there one day, she got stumped. I told my team, stand down, let her get whooped. Hopefully she can get her some sense. They ain't whoop her too bad because I went over, had one of my homegirls that live in the projects with her. They said she still smell like fish and she still talk bad about people. So you're still going to be talked about. You can't handle it, stand down. Y'all talk about my eye. Flame Monroe said, Alexa Pin, what you gonna do, Wiley, when Flame Monroe went well on you, brother? She talked about my eye, said I live with my granny, and then when I start talking, y'all want me to stop. Nope. Baby, you brought your kids to the comedy club. They would smell like piss and ass. How dare you try to talk about it? You a good father, have your kids smell like piss. One of your little son couldn't even keep his kidneys at all. He would just piss on himself. That's why you couldn't even go back to the comedy club. They got tired of cleaning up your son pissing on himself. Don't play with me. That little baby kept on, that little boy, he was about 9 years old, kept pissing. I couldn't understand. I'm like, Flame, why your son keep pissing on himself? This is pathetic. Get him out of here. People up there slipping and sliding on the little piss. Baby couldn't even hold his urine. About 9 years old was pissing. Now, I don't know if he still piss on himself because he's 23 years old. I hope he don't still piss on himself. But yeah, he would just come, he would just piss. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you just pissing? And the daughter, she ain't no nuisance. She would come to the comedy club and she would just boo-boo on herself. Just boo-boo. Now, usually, this is what I don't understand. Why in the world would you come to the comedy club, you bring your kids that can't control their bowels and their urine, and the baby would just boo-boo, and then she just want to be in everybody's face. I don't want, what the world did that smell? And then people, respectfully, the promoter said, keep your children with bowel movements out the club and can't keep their urine in order. Now they grown. I hope that baby can control her bowels because she's about 20-some years old and her son is about 23. That was a bad smell. And Flame Monroe used to smell like cat litter. So he wasn't no good. Like hygiene was terrible hygiene. Smelled like cat litter and mouth balls. So, in my clothes, ushers get the offering basket. $ Marquis Waller 28. Zelle WileyShow@gmail.com. If y'all can, let me go blow my nose. Let me mute my mic while I blow my nose. Everybody send your $8.88. We need the $8.88. For those that got it, you can do the $88.88. For those that are on fixed income, you do the $8.88. For those that got the 24 karat golds in their mouth, do the $800.88. For those that on a fixed income on Section A on food stamps, $8.88. For those that really get a little upgrade, could do the $88.88. For those that got the 24 karat gold in their mouth, you could do the $888. As long as you do that number, the $8.88 if you can. If you want to do more than that, that's fine. I gave y'all the best comedy that you ever heard. Y'all laughed, so bless us right then and there. All right? The best roast with truth. That was a good roast. And we love each and every one of y'all, and we didn't even have to cuss. You see that flame? I could do it without cussing. And you touch. I didn't even say a cuss word. And you mad. So we will be in Foxhole chat. We will be in Foxhole chat. And we'll be there 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be in the chat, waking up the chat, and talking about the topics with the beautiful, iconic Claudia Jordan. With my brother Al, we're going to be in the chat. And if we don't get on Foxhole, that's fine with me. Because I have my show. And I have a beautiful website, waterthetroll.com. If you want to go on my website, we have that. And I got some soul down on the inside. Ah, woo! Glory, glory. I got some soul down on the inside. If you want to go to the show and have a good old time, www.waterthetroll.com. If you ever want to just get a good story, if you have any tea that you want me to know, you can always email me, go to my DM, anything that we need to cover, waterthetroll.com. We are not hiring for waterthetroll.com. Excuse me. Because the last time we hired someone, they did not do a job. So we're independent. We're doing it all on our own. And we just need you all to view it and watch it. I do want to thank my editor for editing the post for me so far, waterthetroll.com. And we want to do it. So again, help us by sharing, commenting, and showing love. Any stories, you're more than welcome to send us some ideas of what we should cover. We're building a brand over here. We don't know. We tried to get tickets to go to Flame Monroe show with Tasha K opening up. They only had 5 tickets, and Flame said I'm not allowed to come because she said her kids gonna whoop my A word. I love to see that happen, but they did not invite me. Okay, all right. So they would not invite me. So I'm not allowed to go, and that's fine and dandy with me. So if any of my producers go, please record Tasha K said, send it to my email, wileyshow@gmail.com. All right. They said, you cracked me all the way up. Ah, woo, glory. I felt that. They never said that about fucking Daniva. I mean, they said that about fucking Daniva. They never said that about Flame. Half the time, I don't know who you're talking about, but you're funny AF. How 99 for your offering plate? Absolutely. It's a blessing. It's a blessing for that. It's a blessing for that. Thank you for that $9.99. Thank you, Christina Moore, for that $5. Again, members, from my understanding, we will try to do the members only tomorrow. Y'all be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, members, for that. It's going to be good. But everything you should buy first row and leave empty like 50 cents. But I ain't got that 50 cent type of money. That's a good idea, but I ain't got the type of money, and I would never do that. That would go towards that will go towards me. All right. Many people, also people is definitely sent another super sticker and sent the $9.99. Y'all can hit up the Cash App too. Let me put my Cash App up here because I want y'all to hit that up because I get that directly. I can go get my leg fixed today. Okay, and I can help pay my grandmother light bill. I gotta help pay my grandmother light bill, her phone bill. I gotta help pay for her doctors and everything like that. I gotta go make sure. I gotta pay for her caregiver. I gotta buy my grandmother some more diapers. So I just want to make sure y'all go to that. I got to give her some more diapers. You know. So yeah. So because people say he lived with his grandmother and blah 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 blah. You know, and we love people that got my grandmother and talking about her and everything. And I love my grandmother. My grandmother did apologize to me because she treated me bad, and she said that I was going to die horrible because I was a part of the LGBTQ community. And she didn't apologize for that. She just said, "You're doing good. You're doing really good, and I'm proud of you. I'm happy for." She didn't say proud. She didn't like using the word proud. She said, "I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're doing good," and I love that she shared that. But she apologized, but she didn't apologize saying that I am, she didn't apologize for what she said to me in the bathroom, but it was many years ago. But that's okay, because I'm a true Christian. And now my grandmother, she had a stroke about a couple of years ago. She had a stroke, and now we're able to go visit her in the nursing home and stuff like that. We can go visit her in the nursing home and see how she's doing. And the same person that she said that was going to die horrible is visiting her and making sure that she is clean, standing up for her, making sure the CNAs clean her every 2 hours, making sure she don't have any bed sores. But the man that was said I was LGBT is the man that go visit her almost every day, is in that room making sure they do the job. That's why you never know how a person is going to turn out. The same one you said gay on their way to hell is the same one that's coming to that place to make sure you clean. And the same one that said Wiley is in sin rarely come and visit you in the nursing home. You better come on, somebody, and talk back to me in this chat. Because if I was an evil grandson, I would just stay in Texas, live my life. But I got something on the inside that's working on the outside. I got a heart. My heart won't let me do that. Even though I was judged, criticized, dogged, I still go there with my head held high to make sure you taken care of well. Now, when everybody wanted me out of Chicago, they stood against me. Now you in that nursing home, those same people that got in your head really go visit you. And now you have to say, I don't know what's going on, why they don't come see me. And I just stay there quiet. There's no need to tell you I told you so. My presence is I told you so. My presence alone said I should have listened to Wiley, but my pride will not tell me that. So I just have to look at his presence. My presence is that I told you so. You don't have to say I told you. You ain't got to do it. Just have your presence. They can feel it. Because everything I said years ago, they ain't going to go visit you. They don't come visit you now, and they live up the street. You go to a nursing home, they would rarely come and see you. In every prediction I gave, they've done that. You would just sit there in your soil, in your mess, and it would take Brother Wiley, an expert in the field, that will stand in the gap for his grandmother. I've done it. Even though I have to fight your handlers, evil people, administration, to make sure you taking care of right. I'll be the boogeyman, as long as you clean and taken care of. I'll take the clout, I'll take the shots, I'll take the hits, but as long as you taken care of, that's good with me. Because I know my blessing is going to come. Because I'm here for you. Because one thing that you did do, despite what you did, you raised me, you clothed me, you fed me, you cut up my pancakes, you washed my clothes, took me to school, made sure I graduated from high school. At least I can be there for you when you need to be clean, when you need to be fed, when you need to be turned. Even though I don't have the power or the authority to let you come live with me because I'm not your power of attorney. That's your son, with the same son that put you in that nursing home, the same son that don't come visit you like that, the same son that will not change you, the same son that lied to your face and said, Mama, I don't have room, even though on the first floor you got an empty room to put her in, and your mother-in-law is right there with you. That's why you got to be careful who you put your trust in, your faith in, because the same people you put all your trust and faith in will be the same one that will step on you and will forget that you ever existed. You better put your trust in the Lord, and don't put your trust in man. Don't put your trust in the church and these institutions, because it will fail you. You put your trust in Jesus Christ, because it wasn't the church that was crucified, it was Jesus. It wasn't the church that raised up Lazarus, it was Jesus. It wasn't the church that healed the woman with the issue of blood, it was Jesus. You better put your trust in him, and don't put your trust in those institutions, because those institutions will fail you every time, every chance it gets. And you will be in that bed and living regret is why don't they do this? Because you put your trust in your pastor. Your pastor didn't die on that cross. Your pastor did not get crucified. Your pastor did not give up his life for the people for sin. It was Jesus. And some of you better get to know that. Stop saying my pastor, because that same pastor, you're going to see how much they love you when you in need. Many mothers that was in these churches for 40 years, founders in churches, they in these nursing homes, and that same church you gave tithes and all for 40 plus years, rarely come visit you. When my grandmother, when word was given out, we're going to break this down. And my uncle wanted some of the church members to take my grandmother in. And you know what they said? No. They weren't going to do that. And I knew it. And first of all, they didn't have to do that because she have a son that got the space and he said no. So why should the members do it? But then the person that can do it, you don't want him to do it because you have to get that checkup. Hello. You don't want the something. I ain't going to give him that check. And the check that we talking about, we ain't talking about no $6 million. We're talking about $715. So she can get her care, so somebody can help. And you don't want to get that up. So you know where she at? In a nursing home, suffering, in pain, torture. That's what you're gonna be. And when you get from rehab, you go to long-term care. Long-term care, the nursing home gonna get the check. Y'all think y'all know? And when my uncle said to me, he got that regular little job. He don't know I'm skillful in the area. When she go to long-term care, he gonna be in a rude awakening because they gonna snatch that check. It's gonna go to the nursing home. Just watch. Soon when she get discharged from rehab, and when they have that meeting, and they gonna say she gonna need 24-hour care, long-term care, and they gonna look at her insurance, gonna look at that check gonna be gone. And she gonna be in a nursing home. Just watch. And I'm gonna sit here like Celie. Gonna be gone. And grandma, because you love your church, you in a coat, you gonna suffer in a nursing home. I ain't suffering in a nursing home. I work in nursing home. I'm not in there suffering. I can go home. I get on the plane, all that. You the one that sit there and suffer. Well then, tell your church to rescue you. They ain't doing it. Because of your pride, your loyalty is with the wrong people. And you gonna sit there and suffer. And you're gonna die that way. If you don't change, you're gonna die that way. And it's the hard truth to swallow. Your decisions. Now you 88 years old, about to be 89 if you make it, and you suffering towards the end of your life. That to me should be a wake-up call for my life. Is whatever I do in my 30s and 40s and 50s, you're gonna pay for it in your old life. Stop just and I have to say it because you give all that energy and money to a church. That should have went towards saving, portfolio, because you're going to get older one day. Now all that's gone. Then you trust your son to have you a house. Then you sell it. Sell it for $50,000. Gave it to a beautiful Mexican family. You know what they did to that house? Remodeled it, added new rooms, new bathrooms, and now it's looking good. But you put people in power because they didn't want to take care of the house. They was getting fines. Didn't want to cut the grass. So you sold it. Now you sold your only asset. Now you got to suffer in a nursing home. You got to suffer. You don't have to. I can get an apartment. We can have you live with me in one room and live in another room. We get the caregiver, take care of you. I do one shift. This one do that shift. But you don't like because I don't like because you think about the church. Okay. Tell the church to come get you. They ain't come get you because they all said no. And they rarely come visit you now. They stop visiting because they busy with their own lives. That's the truth. And then you be in there, oh, help me, Lord. Now you're saying, help me, Lord. But you should have been saying that day one. It was my church. Oh, my church going to be there. Oh, Jesus, where you at? You need to be calling on your church now. You should have been saying Jesus in the first place. Oh, Lord Jesus, where you at? But your answer, every time when I show up, that's your answer to your prayer. Your prayers have already been answered. You just in a cult, your loyalty is with that, and you're ignoring the answer because you don't agree with the answer. So just keep praying for something. The prayer's already answered, and you just got to suffer because you don't like the answer. Just keep it real. You don't want your gay, because that's what they say, grandson taking care of you because he gay. He's on his way to hell. But who's going through hell right now? You are. All this, oh, you're on your way to hell. But what are you going through? You're going through torment. When people don't change you, you got to be in your hot urine. That's torment, baby. That's hell. When you don't get changed, when they don't feed you, when you got to try to struggle to feed yourself, you're wasting all of it. That's hell. Talk back to me in this chat. When you can't feed yourself, when you have to depend on people that don't care nothing about you. Why? Because I work in that field. I know they don't care. They don't care. You can hit that call like it could be ringing for 3 hours, and they go in there, and I have many witnesses. I say to the, it's okay. We just passed out the trays. We real busy. When trays came out at 8 a.m. and she still ain't changed. That's what they do. But that's what you want because you don't agree with who else can take in. You gave it to a person that don't care nothing about you. That's the key. So when people say, oh, he stayed with his grandma. No, I don't. Grandma is in a nursing home. So don't you sound dumb, flame-o. Grandma in a nursing home suffering. Because her son is her power attorney and he don't want me to have nothing to do with it. And he don't want to put her in his beautiful apartment with an empty room. He live on the second floor. He got an empty room on the first floor. He told his mama, I ain't got the space for you. And you know where she at? Suffering in a nursing home. Suffering. Going through. Have to battle to get change. That's the reality. You want to talk about politics, Flame? Talk about how seniors are being treated in these homes. Talk about how society treat our elderly people. Talk about that they qualify for all this insurance for a nursing home, but they rarely get to qualify if they want to stay at home. They force them into these homes. It's a reason behind all of that. You want to talk about politics? Talk about how they treat the seniors, how they discard them. Talk about how they treat the seniors that can't clean themselves. They have to depend on the government. So why are you joking? Oh, he stayed with his grandmother? No. I haven't stayed with my grandmother in years. Sorry. That joke just don't hit. Grandma's in a nursing home. And that's the sad part about it. Because it's a thing politically. When you get people to be your power attorney and they step in, they got the power. My hands are tied. When we tried to fight back, she said, I'm going to keep my faith in my church, my pastor. I said, okay. And I threw my hands up. I said, the only thing I can do, I come visit. That's the only thing I can do. I can't fight nobody that don't want to be helped. I can't help nobody like fight for somebody that don't want to be helped. So put your hands up, and guess what? I go to the gym, live my life, do my show. I cannot try to rescue you, and you don't want to be rescued. You're happy. You're not really happy, but you don't have the courage to stand up to people that treated you wrong. So you just have to suffer in that nursing home. Don't nobody want to be in no nursing home. They there because they don't have no choice but to be there. Ain't nobody in America with some sense want to be in the nursing home. That's the last place they want to be. I've been in plenty rooms where people say I would rather die to be in a nursing home. So let's keep it all the way real. And I could go on dragging my uncle. I can drag the church. I could drag them. But what they're doing to my grandmother is sad. But I blame my grandmother because you set it up that way. And the last time when my grandmother said, why would you put me in this nursing home? I said, grandmother, you put yourself here. I didn't put you here. You did that. You have your son, your pastor, your bishop, your POA. And he put you here. If it was up to me, you would not be here. But I don't have the power. You know what she did? Y'all just want me to go against my church. I said, no, we don't. I don't want you to go against your church. I just want you to get some sense because this ain't about the church. This is about your son that happens to be your pastor. This is your son that happens to be your pastor. That's what I'm on. That's what your son that happens to be your pastor. That's who's in charge. But as you keep saying church, no, let's make it plain here. It's your son that happens to be your pastor. But if you go back to the history, I'm a history buff. If you go back to the history, y'all excuse me. That's my niece. She's getting her hair done. When you go back to the history, with the son, let's go back to the history. When he was on drugs and all that, grandma was there. But she left them in Georgia, and then he got older, got hooked on drugs, and she got him on the Greyhound to come to Chicago. But a lot of times when my grandmother got remarried, she got remarried. My uncle is our oldest son, got married to my mother's father. My mother's father hated my uncle. And so he unconsciously or consciously paid his mother back for his stepdaddy and for his mama not defending him because my grandfather kicked him out the house. Oh, let's talk about it. Kicked him out the house. My grandmother tried to stand up for him. My grandfather slapped her and she stayed silent and she stood with her husband. So unconsciously or consciously, uncle is paying my grandmother back. Me and her other children doing the same thing. I'm going on and on. But I'm going to stick with my uncle, the one that's a POA. All that stuff, you paying her back. For me, for my third grandmother, she was a sweet woman. Sweet woman. She was old school. I knew she didn't agree with my lifestyle. That's about it. But through all that, she fed me, clothed me, gave me a place to stay, fed me, all that. But now, for her children, they don't have that same story. If they really be honest, they felt like she was a bad mother because she abandoned them. And then her Chicago children that she raised, they don't like her either. They say they love, but baby, love is an action word. Baby, anybody can say, I love you. Baby, love is action. That's payback. And that's the sad part about it. And I love Granny, but I love her to stand down because she made that decision and I have to respect it. I don't agree with it. I have to respect it. But she made that decision. Whew. Little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Thank you all. I will talk more about myself and my show and my website, wallerthetroll.com, when we go back live today. I was not trying to do a show about Flame Monroe today, but Flame banged on my door. And when Flame banged on my door, I answered. All right. When he touched my shoulder with those construction equipment knuckles, I decided to answer. One thing Flame Monroe is not, a man of integrity. I said directly, who was I talking about? Flame Monroe, his pissy son, and boo-boo diaper daughter. All right? That's who I came for very directly. I don't care if you feel some type of way of your children. You should have never talked about me at all. Okay? Can't get mad. Your children are grown. Give me a second. They grown. Stop lying to these people talking about your children is 10, 12. Baby, your children 20, 30, 40s. You got grown kids. Stop the line. They grown. And you can't get mad at people talk about people kids. You talk about people kids all the time. You talk about Donald Trump kids, Donald Trump Jr., all his kids you talk about. So why can't you get your kids talked about, heifer? Shut up. How dare you say I can't talk about your kids? You talk about people kids daily. So how I cannot talk about your children? Only difference between the Trumps, yours was pissy and shitty. Thank you all so very much. I'm Wiley. Y'all be blessed. Talk to y'all soon. I see y'all soon. Thank y'all so very much. Thank y'all so very much. We gonna take this on the road. Y'all meet me again, probably on Station Head. Make sure y'all download it. See on my website, wileytron.com. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.